Welcome to AI ConvoCast, where we bring you the latest in AI and tech innovation. Quick housekeeping. Check out the affiliate links in our description. Using them supports the show, and please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Let's jump right in. Today, we will be covering OpenAI closing a massive $110 billion funding round with major infrastructure commitments from AWS and Nvidia. Nvidia reportedly developing a dedicated inference chip specifically for OpenAI. DeepSeek preparing to launch its V4 multimodal model out of China. And ByteDance's Cdance 2.0 video model sparking a serious copyright clash with Hollywood studios. Let's get into it. OpenAI has officially locked in the largest private funding round in tech history at $110 billion. This values the company at roughly $730 billion pre-money and $840 billion post-money. The strategic investors behind this round include Amazon, Nvidia, and SoftBank, and the implications go well beyond just the dollar amount. As part of this deal, OpenAI will deploy 3 gigawatts of Nvidia Vera Rubin GPUs dedicated to inference and another 2 gigawatts for training. To put that in perspective, a gigawatt is enough to power a mid-sized city, so we are talking about an enormous amount of compute being brought online. On the Amazon side, AWS will provide up to 2 gigawatts of its own Trainium chips, and the two companies have entered into a reported $100 billion 8-year compute agreement. Amazon's commitment reportedly includes $15 billion upfront with additional funding tied to milestones. AWS will also become the exclusive third-party distributor for OpenAI's Frontier platform. Meanwhile, Microsoft retains its exclusive API licensing through Azure, so OpenAI is now effectively operating across Azure, AWS, Oracle, and CoreWeave all at once. This is a true multi-cloud setup at hyperscale. On the business side, OpenAI is projecting $30 billion in revenue for 2026 and more than $60 billion in 2027. ChatGPT now reportedly exceeds 900 million weekly users with over 50 million paid subscribers. The Financial Times noted that this funding, quote, dwarfs Anthropic's recent $30 billion deal, end quote. It is a staggering amount of capital being poured into compute and infrastructure, and it signals just how much demand there is for AI services at scale. Now, closely tied to that story is what Nvidia is doing on the hardware side, beyond just supplying GPUs. Reports indicate that Nvidia is designing a custom inference processor built specifically for OpenAI. This chip is not meant for training models. Instead, it is optimized for real-time response workloads, the kind of tasks that happen when millions of people are using ChatGPT or when AI agents are running autonomously. As the Times of India reported, quote, inference processors are optimized to run trained AI models efficiently, end quote. The expected unveiling is at Nvidia's GTC conference happening later this month in San Jose. What this tells us is that Nvidia is starting to segment its AI chip lineup in a meaningful way. On one end, you have the Rubin GPUs handling training and large-scale inference, and on the other, you now have purpose-built silicon designed for low-latency agent-scale workloads. This dedicated inference chip is designed to improve both energy efficiency and real-time performance, which matters a lot when you are running services at the scale OpenAI operates. This move is tied to Nvidia's $30 billion strategic investment in OpenAI, so there is real financial alignment behind the engineering. For anyone building on top of AI or deploying it in production, this is a strong signal that inference, meaning the actual running of models in real time, is becoming the dominant focus over training new models from scratch. Shifting over to China, DeepSeek is gearing up to release V4, its next-generation multimodal model. V4 will be capable of generating text, images, and video, which puts it in direct competition with frontier multimodal offerings from Western labs. DeepSeek previously gained a lot of attention with its R1 model, which was notable for its compute efficiency. V4 represents the next step in that trajectory, moving from efficiency-focused language models into full multimodal capability. One of the more interesting aspects of this release is the hardware story. V4 is being optimized for Huawei and Cambrican chips rather than Nvidia hardware. This is a deliberate move to reduce reliance on US-made silicon, especially given ongoing export restrictions. The Financial Times reported that, quote, DeepSeek plans to release V4, a multimodal model, end quote, and the timing is notable. The launch is expected during the week of March 2nd through 6th, right before China's two sessions parliamentary meetings begin on March 4th. A technical note will accompany the initial release with a full report to follow. DeepSeek's progression from an efficiency breakthrough with R1 to multimodal expansion with V4 to domestic chip optimization shows a clear and deliberate strategy for building AI capability that is resilient to geopolitical pressures. Finally, ByteDance's text-to-video model Cdance 2.0 has been generating a lot of buzz, but not all of it positive. The model, released in February, supports both image-to-video and text-to-video generation, and users quickly started creating highly realistic clips featuring well-known intellectual property. We are talking about recognizable portrayals of Friends characters, Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise, and Disney properties. Those clips went viral and caught the attention of major rights holders. The Motion Picture Association publicly denounced the release, and on February 13th, Disney sent ByteDance a formal cease and desist letter alleging unauthorized use of copyrighted material in the model's training data. This legal pressure picked up renewed momentum in late February as the viral clips continued to spread. This situation could become a defining legal moment for text-to-video AI, similar to what the Getty Images lawsuit against Stability AI represented for image generation, but potentially at a much larger commercial scale, given the involvement of major film studios and globally recognized entertainment brands. Thank you for listening to AI Convo Cast. Please don't forget to rate, review, and share if you like what you hear. Thanks and hope to see you again next time.